As a human being, I think the hardest thing we can try to do is change. Change what? Change anything. Change jobs. Change banks. Change your route to work. Change the radio station. Change your entire view of the world and your place in it. We love routine. We love simple repetition. We love it because it's easy, but we also love it because we've become determined to monetize our time. But if time is money, then what is the value of time? There are things you couldn't pay me enough to make me do. There are also things you couldn't pay me enough to stop doing. But what if you figured out a way to give yourself more happy, healthy years in which to do those things that you love? And what if you then learned that this method you figured out involved having fun, playing games, and eating the most delicious food? Can you make that change? Can you change the way you think about your health? Hey everybody, welcome to the Conscious Pilgrim episode 1. I'm going to assume that you've seen episode 0 already. If not, it gives you a little bit of background into kind of what we're doing and where we're coming from, what we've accomplished so far. And this episode is, we're going to get into planning where we're going. My background is entirely musical. I've been playing in bands for a long time, and I have planned recording sessions, album releases, tours, things of that nature. And this feels like familiar territory. The beginning is always kind of a dream sequence. Musically, you see yourself on a big stage or something like that, and then you got to kind of figure out how to get to that big stage. This we're going to do fairly similarly, where we're going to pick a race day and we're going to work our way back through a training program. Alright, there are a great number of different lengths of triathlon that you can run. We're going to focus our efforts on the Olympic length triathlon for our long-term goal. And along the way, we're going to do a super sprinter and a sprinter triathlon. We'll get into the distances of each of those events a little further into this video. So where's the best place to start? Probably the beginning. Now, I live near the Commonwealth Recreation Center in Edmonton, Alberta. They have a pool that is half the Olympic length. And honestly, for the kind of event that we're shooting for here, it's good enough to train and it's close to home. That's awesome. 25 meters long, which means we got to go to the end and back about 10 times in order to do the super sprint. And we're eventually going to need to do it about 30 times. But as previously stated, in the past 39 years on this planet, we've done it exactly 0 times. We're about to destroy some personal bests. We don't have a proper racing bike donated to us by Giant Bicycles or some other reputable brand. What we do have is this 10-speed from 1969 in what is arguably the fastest color, copper. This special punk rock version of the bike segment doesn't require any special equipment, but you're going to need a bike that you can pedal, and I really don't care if it's a mid-school mongoose freestyle BMX or a penny farthing from 100 years ago. We'll be charting a course. Now, I'm not one to assume that anyone is coming with me on this journey, but if you are following along at home and the cycling component feels challenging to you, right now, the name of the game is hopping on and riding. You're going to want to make sure that what you're riding is tuned up well If you can do that, great. If not, you're going to need to find somebody that can help you out. These people are around, I assure you. I know that not everyone loves running. I started jogging recreationally, literally, because it's hard. I did a couch to 5K in about 30 days, and that just happened to finish up on the day of the Edmonton Marathon. I got up early that morning and charted my first 5K ever before that race began. For the very first part of this, the super sprint, we're only on the hook for about 2.5 kilometers, but truthfully, after a swim and 10 kilometers of pedaling, I'm not anticipating this being a real quick jog. If running is new to you, I recommend getting into a couch to 5K or a couch to 10K program. If you type couch to 5K into your preferred search engine, you're going to see a bunch of plans come up. They're all variations on the same thing. You can pretty confidently pick any one of those and it'll be a solid program. Now, I realize that a couple times in this video I've already alluded to some distances that we'll be biking or running, and I haven't really gone over all the details of each length of triathlon. Don't worry, you didn't miss anything. We're going to get into that right away. As I mentioned earlier, the big one that we're shooting for long term here is the Olympic length triathlon. It entails 1.5 kilometers of swimming, 40 kilometers of biking, and a 10-kilometer run. The Sprint Triathlon is half that across the board, and a standard super sprint is 500 meters of swimming, 10 kilometers on the bike, and 2.5 kilometers of running. Since we're just getting the ball rolling here, I'm not too concerned with my finishing times in each event. We can worry about improving our time a little bit later. Right now, what I'm concerned with is just completing each leg of the race safely without injuring myself. That said, we do need to know how long we want to train each day because we have to fit this into our already busy schedule. When I first scripted out this episode, my plan was to show the 12-week training program I've selected, a calendar, and a previously selected race day. In the end, I chose not to share that information in that way, as it will make a lot more sense and will be a lot easier to follow through the website, consciouspilgrim.com. There, I've supplied a referenceable graphic showing how we're laying out the path to our first race day, the Sprint-Distance Triathlon. The race day we've selected is immediately after New Year's, so counting back 12 weeks from then puts us on October 10th. As I record this, that's today. And just like that, I'm equal parts excited and nervous, half scared, half energized, and completely motivated. Where inspiration leaves me, discipline will intercede and fill the gap between want and have. This is not a goal that's already been accomplished that I'm telling you about after the fact. This is happening in real time. I hope you're along for the journey. And if this endeavor speaks to you in some way, I hope you'll share it with one person you think will be into it. In addition, there are social media accounts to follow, blog updates that will happen with regularity, all of which can be found at consciouspilgrim.com. I'll see you in a few weeks with an update on progress, and we'll talk about food. My name is Dave Johnston. This is the Conscious Pilgrim.